Good evening, everybody watching on Facebook this evening. We are back to your housing problems, your issues, reaching out to us. And actually, we're going to introduce you to Jennifer Rubino. So many of you saw her on Facebook, and she tagged us on Facebook, right here on Facebook. So if you have issues, you know what to do. Tag us, reach out to us here at Pix 11. And Jennifer, well, you kind of stole the show. And I was saying you should have your own show because really, when you started to get frustrated with the problems in public housing with your mom and what she's been facing, you took out your phone and you immediately went on Facebook. And this has become the place where you can seize the power of social media. And boy, did you let it rip. And you got our attention, and especially since you tagged us, which everyone should do with their housing stories. And I immediately, well, first you get angry, right? And then you get sad and you're tired. These are the range of emotions that we've seen for so many years in public housing. So if you remember, Jennifer, we did your story just a few days ago, but I want to remind our audience what your mom's apartment looked like. Take a look.
Jennifer Rubino says 3 times since February, her 71-year-old mother's apartment has flooded, not just water, but sewage everywhere, destroying personal belongings. Exhausted and unable to get answers, she reached out to us.
Would love to share with everyone what her apartment looks like. And that was me moving the disgusting, nasty, crappy, floody, gross water out of the way.
Jennifer Rubino is angry and disgusted. In a matter of minutes, her mom's home here at the First Houses on the Lower East Side was filled with overflowing sewage, oozing out of her toilet and bathtub. Powerless to do anything to stop it, she took to social media to express her frustration.
It is the worst place ever.
This was June 25th. 2 days later, she says it happened again.
New York City Housing Authority. They're full of you-know-what.
Rubino and a family friend, Melissa Martinez, tagged Pix 11 News during a Facebook Live, pleading for help. We are here. This is a very desperate situation.
It is very heartbreaking.
Rubino says her 71-year-old mother, Lou Cedeno, is living with disabilities and currently in the hospital, recovering from a medical emergency. Rubino says this is not a healthy place for her mother to recover.
Take a look at this. Look at this.
Rubino says this problem is a symptom of a much larger infrastructure issue. Rubino wants NYCHA to finally fix the plumbing problem, reimburse her for property damage, and clean the apartment. We reached out to NYCHA, and Rubino got a call.
Housing called, and they're willing to work with me on assessing the damages and reimbursement and cleanup. So let's see what happens. I'll keep you posted.
And you know, we always come back. Joining us live is Jen Rubino. Jen, I'm so happy to see you. And I know our audience is dying to know what happened after our story. But first, let's read NYCHA's statement. They did release an official statement to us. It says NYCHA staff cleared a stoppage in late June, and caretakers assisted the resident with cleanup. The Development Management Office will today assist, that means Wednesday, will assist the resident with filing claims for damaged property. Our dedicated staff works 24/7 to address issues caused by crumbling infrastructure due to decades of disinvestment, don't we know it, and will continue to use the available resources to help residents. We have covered this, continuing coverage of this for almost, 7 years now. So we do know that the infrastructure, these are infrastructure problems. But Jen, that doesn't make it sting any less. It doesn't make the frustration go away. So tell me, what happened after our story?
So, first of all, just to put that out there, the 24/7 is 100% a lie. I called the 24/7 hotline on Saturday. There was no one that came, and I would have known because we've had so many issues and tickets put in that they would put a notice on the door. So let's be real, NYCHA. I know you're trying to look a little good, but it's not happening.
And I have to say hi to everybody who's responding. They're sending so much love your way, and they have their own stories, of course, horror stories inside NYCHA. Marlene, hello, how are you? All of our regulars watching. Hi, Say. Hi, August. Hi, Michelle. Earl says it's terrible that NYCHA only fixes things when you call the news. Okay, well, Earl, we do know that they do make repairs, but it does actually, we do like to think we help. Melissa, this is unacceptable. You're getting a lot of support from our viewers.
Thank you.
The bottom line is, how is your mom now?
My mom is still recovering, or shall I say recuperating. She is not in the home. I know some people were concerned to, remove her from the home. This has happened before. She was removed before. She is not there right now, and I will not allow her to go back until that apartment is fixed.
You know what I think
the conditions are not good.
You know what I think is so fascinating about you is that we've done so many hundreds of these stories. You really, you're saying, I don't even want, I mean, you want reimbursement, but that's not the focus. Your focus is to get the story out there so this doesn't happen to anybody else.
Yes, exactly. I want to tell you, there are a lot of people that are waiting for their apartments to get fixed for years in that building. Those are the first houses, the first housing projects. I lived there. I was born in the Lower East Side. I lived there since I was born. I can't believe how bad the conditions have become. My mother is disabled. She's paralyzed on one side. There's no way she could deal with a mess like this. And there's other senior, people that living there. No good.
I have to say, meeting you there, we talk about community champions, but this is your mom. This is so personal to you. What made you start doing Facebook? Why go on Facebook?
I don't like to take to social media for personal situations, but I've been my mother's been dealing with tickets for years with housing. Who has hot water and no cold water? My mother. There's a major plumbing problem. So I think I was so frustrated that I had to do something. And social media seems to be the platform on where people will listen and hear. And how else will I get someone's attention? I don't know everyone. And when I went to the management, they totally disregarded me. But I went to you and it was like I was another person.
Well, I'm so grateful for social media, and that's why we do our Facebook show every week, reaching out to our viewers, because this is where we want to hear from you. If you're watching, if you need our help, make sure to reach out. Dina says NYCHA is the worst in assisting or reaching out for repairs. It seems like you have to have news reporters, outlets involved to receive service. This is poor living conditions that no one should be going through. I hope this matter gets resolved. Rue, they're just coming in so fast, I can't keep up. Rue Jones says, Bronx River houses, seniors having been struggled for years with bad leaks and no hot water. Rue, could you send me your information? You know how to do that. Either message me or send it to monica@pix11.com. Nat says there is no way in NYCHA should still be under city control. It is outrageous.
Outrageous.
And I hear you. Jen, responding to these comments, you say you're not surprised.
I am not surprised. They get their rent every month, whether you want to give it or not. I mean, it's automatically taken from the account. So, over the years, it's just gone downhill. And I am not surprised. I know so many more people now with these issues just from waiting for hours for someone to come and show up, just to show them what happened.
Tiffany has a grandmother that has no hot water at the Vladeck houses. We've been to the Vladeck houses for water issues. Tiffany, if you could reach out to us and send us your contact information as well. And that's another thing is doing this for so many years, we always go back. But it takes several years later, we have to go back. There's this follow-up that needs to happen, and we need to see that, not just with us, but in general. I mean, it would be nice to know that management is following up on this.
It would be nice. Absolutely. And I think everyone has to join together. Like, don't be afraid to speak up. Everyone matters. You all matter. You're living there. You're human. You shouldn't have to deal with that. You shouldn't.
Now, you know what I'm noticing too is a lot of seniors. We have a lot of seniors living in public housing, a lot of children. We've done stories, but with seniors, again, who is advocating for them? If you don't
Exactly.
have like your daughter that cares and is nearby, what if you don't have children that can speak on your behalf? Tiffany says, I called housing for my grandmother when she had a leak over her toilet. It took them 3 days to fix the leak. We did do a story just recently, and it really upset people. It was an active leak in a lobby in public housing.
Oh yeah.
And this was on the 4th of July, and it started on the 3rd, and it was still continuing. So what defines an emergency, do you think, Jennifer?
To housing, you don't have an emergency. Listen, we've called police. I call police. We've called firefighters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I honestly, the emergency is calling Monica. That's what happens. That's what.
Well, you have me on your speed dial, that's for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really do.
Prentice says, my heart goes out to everyone experiencing these poor living conditions. I pray this issue is resolved. Your mother shouldn't have to live her days like this. And that's another thing we're talking about is the golden years. You know, these are the golden years. And walking through her apartment, I saw the pictures of all of her children and how proud she is. And that you grew up in that apartment. This must break your heart on so many different levels.
It really does, because, you know, my mother, I showed her the pictures and video. She said, oh, well, once they clean it, I'll just go back. It's just like, she doesn't understand. She just doesn't understand, you know, and it's a shame because she's lived there so long, and she's, you know, she's in her 70s. It's just so sad. She just wants to enjoy life and just be happy and not even bother anyone. She doesn't want to bother anyone.
And again, to be fair to NYCHA, we need to say to you, you know, Jen is asking, what's next? What did NYCHA promise? You did get that phone call. What are we on NYCHA to do?
So what's next? They came today in the morning and took pictures of the floor and like everything. They just took pictures. They said they're going to contact me before they went there. They said they're going to contact me when they have a cleaning crew to come in. Because that's, you know, that's one thing.
Yeah, you said you want a professional cleaning crew because when you're
correct.
I was in that apartment, you know, and you can smell it, you can almost taste it. So Gloria Salas says her mother has the same problem, always flooding. We've done, you know, these when it's reoccurring floods, you know, you clean it up and then personal belongings are destroyed, and then you have to, it's just this repetitive thing that happens over and over again, and it's emotionally draining. So Gloria, we hear you. Reach out to us, send us your contact information. All they do is take pictures. Crystal's like, she's heard that before.
Exactly.
Okay, so we'd like to end with hope. You know, there's a reason we're doing the show. We always have a reason, and the reason is to give hope and to give help to our viewers. Tell me, what do you want to tell people directly who are watching?
Wow. I really just hope that with me coming out here and explaining my mother's story, that it will give others hope that if they feel that they're not getting anywhere, they should reach out first and foremost to you, but that we keep on trying. And I am giving them the benefit of the doubt because that's the type of person that I am. And I probably learned that from my mother. But I do hope that they will accept responsibility, really fix the problem, because it's not just that it floods, it's that the piping must need to be replaced. And just to help everyone else, because they need it. It shouldn't be that everyone's fighting to get things fixed. It should be, you know, I pay rent, I live here, this is a problem. Okay, let's work together. Let's work together. It's not that hard.
Great. And thank you for the message of hope, because, and Prentice wants to say thank you, Jennifer, for being the voice of reason for your mom and others. And again, we always say, Elle, myself, and Amanda, my producer, say, if one person is helped, and I have so many on this show right now that have similar problems that you never know, they might have heard something from you and now they're inspired to move to action. And knowing that we're here, and that you're not alone. Just
Exactly.
not alone. And hopefully someone will get something from this and their lives will change, just like you've changed your mom's life and you stepped immediately. So. Thank you so much for your bravery and your story, sharing your story with us.
You're welcome.
I know it was very moving to so many of our viewers, and really, we had to do a follow-up. We just had
I appreciate it.
We're going to keep coming back, and thank you for your time tonight. And thank you, everybody watching on Facebook. This is where it happens. The power of using the power of Facebook for positive social change in your homes. That's what we're all about. That's the essence of what we want to do here at Pix 11. Thank you for trusting us with your stories. And so many of you reached out tonight. We're going to be following up. My team of producers, we're going to be, and don't forget to watch Pix 11 every night at 4:20 specifically, and 5:55 and 10 o'clock in the evening as well. We're making it happen.